Welcome back to Total F1. Today, we are going to discuss about one of the most underappreciated world champions in the history of Formula One, despite being the first American to win the championship. He is also among the list of rare drivers to win both the Formula One championship and the 24 Hours of Le Mans as well. So, this video is dedicated to Phil Hill, who was able to win the 1961 World Drivers' Championship with the Ferrari F1 team. But before we proceed, hit the subscribe button and smash the bell icon for more exciting updates. Phil was born April 20th, 1927 in Miami, Florida, but spent a considerable part of his little days in Santa Monica, California. Phil was an introverted figure in school and didn't show any interest in sports activities, but his mindset changed when one of his aunts bought him a Model T Ford car. Young Phil was curious about the mechanisms inside this car, and this led him to develop his interest in the automobile sector. His aunt's chauffeur taught him how to drive this car when he was just 12 years old. Even though Phil started studying business administration at the University of South California, his mindset changed after 2 years, and he decided to join a garage shop in Los Angeles as a mechanic's helper. Phil was very lucky this time, and he got good exposure to the motorsport industry with the influence that he had from the garage owner, who was an amateur racer. In 1947, he took a great step towards his motorsport career by purchasing and modifying an MGTC two-seater that he used for racing in the initial stage. He decided to move to the United Kingdom as a Jaguar trainee, searching for more opportunities as a racer in 1949. Phil's racing career was upgraded when he bought a 2.6-litre Ferrari using the money left by his parents. He was a natural overthinker and always worried about the risks behind the motorsport, despite being a regular race winner. Regardless, he turned into the best sports car racer in America by the mid-1950s and received an offer from Enzo Ferrari to join with his endurance racing team in 1955. But the American enjoyed only moderate success till the 1958 season. During his fifth outing at Le Mans in 1958, Phil achieved his maiden victory, becoming the first American to do so. Most notably, he made this achievement with his co-driver Olivier Gendebien after driving at night under a horrific condition. Phil made his Formula One debut in the same year at Reims, with a private Maserati entry. The American was on a slow track to reach F1 with a Ferrari team, as Enzo had doubts over Hill's ability to compete in a single-seater. But his impressive performances with Maserati led him to receive a promotion to his F1 team from Enzo Ferrari 2 rounds later. He performed the wingman role very well in that season, helping Mike Hawthorne to win the 1958 driver's title. Since then, he experienced some decline in his endurance racing career during the 1959 and 1960 seasons. Anyhow, he became a full-time driver of Ferrari F1 team for the first time in the 1959 season and was able to achieve 3 podiums at the end of that season. In 1960, Phil Hill recorded his first Grand Prix victory by winning the Italian Grand Prix and became the first American to achieve that feat in 40 years. Before him, Jimmy Murphy was the last American to record a Grand Prix victory by winning the 1921 French Grand Prix. But it was also a non-championship race, as the official establishment of Formula One happened in 1950. In the following season, Phil Hill reached the peak point of his F1 career by winning both drivers' and constructors' titles. The title battle was between Phil and his Ferrari teammate Wolfgang von Tips, but Wolfgang lost his life due to a crash during the 1961 Italian Grand Prix, killing 15 spectators as well. That opened the opportunity for Phil Hill to win both the race and the championship. However, the American driver was not satisfied about this achievement, and he said, "I never in my life experienced anything so profoundly mournful." As the Italian racing outfit already won both the championships, Enzo Ferrari decided not to travel to the United States for the season finale race in Watkins Glen. So, Phil lost the opportunity to perform in front of his home crowd as a champion. Before the commencement of his title-defending season, he said, "I no longer have as much need to race, to win. I don't have as much hunger anymore. I am no longer willing to risk killing myself, as he appears to be depressed with Wolfgang's tragic death. People thought that he would retire. Instead, he left the Ferrari team at the end of the 1962 season, joining a new team called ATS, formed by a group of ex-Ferrari engineers. In parallel with his F1 career, Phil continued his endurance racing activities as well, winning the 1961 and 1962 Le Mans championships. He spent a season without making any significant achievements with ATS and decided to join the Cooper F1 team in the following season. But at that stage, Phil was experiencing a significant downfall in his single-seater career and decided to retire at the end of the 1964 season. After his F1 retirement, he continued his sports racing career by driving for the Ford Motor Company and the Chaparral cars of Jim Hall. Once again, he tried to make a comeback to F1 in 1967 with Dan Gurney's All-American Racers team. However, it ended up as an unsuccessful attempt, as he failed to qualify for the race. Phil Hill was satisfied with what he had achieved as a racer up to that point and gave up on his racing career. He retired with the hopes of focusing more on his classic car restoration business, which was a lucrative one. In 1971, Phil married his longtime girlfriend, Alma, and spent the rest of his life peacefully. In the latter part of his life, he was struck down by Parkinson's disease and died at the age of 81 in 2008. Even though he was the first American to win an F1 championship as well as a Le Mans championship, he doesn't appear to be receiving the place that he deserves in the history of motorsport. What do you think about Phil Hill's F1 career? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel to get more exciting Formula 1 news. We'll see you in the next video, guys. Goodbye.